Welcome back, viewers! Here's what happens when you intermittent fast for 7 days. These days, there are a plethora of options to lose weight. One method that has become incredibly popular in the past few years is intermittent fasting. You've probably heard of or read about this already. It's an eating pattern that involves following regular short-term fasts. The number one benefit of IF is weight loss. This is also the reason most people start intermittent fasting. But what about the other side of the story? Are there any possible side effects of IF as well? Headaches, hunger pangs. Let's find out the good and bad side of intermittent fasting for 7 days in this video, so make sure to continue watching. Potential benefits of intermittent fasting. Number 1. Weight loss. Intermittent fasting promotes weight loss. The idea here is that it boosts your metabolic rate, helping you burn more calories. Also, by restricting the periods during the day when you eat, you consume fewer calories each day. Later on, you'd eat less food and strangely feel less hungry, which over time will result in fat loss. However, strictly speaking, the scale probably won't budge much if you're only fasting for 7 days. Anyway, IF can still be as effective as normal calorie restriction. For some especially busy people who don't have time to follow meal planning can find it easier to devote to a time-restricted diet instead. Before we continue, a like would be great. Number 2. Lower cholesterol. Based on a 3-week-long study, alternate date fasting can help decrease total cholesterol, including LDL cholesterol when done in conjunction with endurance exercise. LDL cholesterol is the bad type that can increase the risk of heart disease or stroke. Researchers about obesity discovered that intermittent fasting reduces the presence of triglycerides, fats found in the blood that can trigger stroke, heart attack, or heart disease. The study, however, was short, so the jury is still out whether or not the effects of IF on cholesterol are long-lasting. Number 3. Less inflammation. Inflammation is a natural process by the immune system as it defends the body from viruses and bacteria. That said, long-term inflammation can result in health risks. Chronic inflammation also happens when there's too much inflammation in the body. Based on animal studies, both IF and general calorie restriction can decrease inflammation levels. A new study also concluded that intermittent fasting reduces inflammation. This reduction is due to the less number of inflammation-causing cells called monocytes in the blood due to IF. Moreover, a study revolving around humans was conducted, and it showed that pro-inflammatory markers were lower than normal during the fasting period. Number 4. Enhanced brain function. Intermittent fasting is also good for maintaining brain health. Aside from slowing the aging process, it helps boost neuroplasticity in the brain. This aids in optimizing brain function and improving the brain's resistance to disease and injury. What's more, IF triggers the process called autophagy, which is said to help fight Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's. Fasting also clears brain fog and sharpens the mind. In fact, many people who fast report clearer thinking. Although done on rats, a study revealed that IF may help protect against memory decline that comes with age. Number 5. Reduced insulin resistance. Another primary benefit of alternating between periods of eating and fasting is how it can regulate insulin levels. When you eat, much of your food is broken down into glucose, increasing blood sugar levels and raising insulin levels. But when you fast, it allows your body to stabilize its insulin levels, in turn giving your pancreas a rest from producing insulin. Restricting calories may improve insulin resistance, which is a factor for type 2 diabetes. Through IF, you can have healthy insulin levels, which can also help reduce the risk for type 2 diabetes. Number 6. Reduced blood pressure. Intermittent fasting may also help lower high blood pressure in the short term. A study about 16-8 fasting found that it can significantly decrease the systolic blood pressure among 23 participants. This effect has been shown in both animal and human studies. High blood pressure is a major risk for heart disease, stroke, and kidney disease, so it's extremely important to keep your blood pressure at healthy levels. On another note, the blood pressure benefits are said to only last while intermittent fasting is practiced. Once your diet returns to normal, your blood pressure is expected to also go back to its initial level. Number 7. Increased cell turnover. Experts say that the period of rest in IF increases autophagy, a detoxification process in the body to clean out damaged cells. In other words, when you fast, you're giving your body a chance to heal and remove the junk within the cells that can speed up aging. As humans age, their intestinal cells start losing their ability to regenerate. A decline in these stem cells makes it harder to recover from gastrointestinal infections or other intestine-related conditions. Thankfully, this loss of stem cell function can be reversed by fasting. Number 8. Better sleep. Have you tried what they call a food coma? If so, then you know full well how diet can impact wakefulness and sleepiness. Some IF participants report having quality sleep better as a result of their eating pattern. This is probably because of the impact of IF and mealtimes on sleep. A possible explanation is that IF regulates circadian rhythm, which determines sleep patterns. When your circadian rhythm is regulated, you'll fall asleep easily and wake up feeling well rested. Potential side effects of intermittent fasting. Number 1. Cravings and hunger pangs. Hunger is unsurprisingly one of the most common adverse effects of intermittent fasting, especially for beginners. When you consume fewer calories or go long hours without taking in calories, it's not uncommon to experience increased hunger. Based on a study, groups who had IF had higher hunger scores than those groups who had a low-calorie diet with continuous calorie restriction. Studies suggest that cravings and hunger are symptoms people normally experience on the first days of a fasting routine. If your fasting regimens last for 4 to 21 days, hunger symptoms usually occur only during the first few days. Number 2. Headaches. Another common side effect of IF is a headache. It usually happens during the first few days of a fasting routine. Interestingly, it was found that headaches brought by fasting tend to occur in the frontal region of the brain, and the pain is normally moderate. Furthermore, people who commonly experience headaches have more chances of getting headaches during fasting than those who don't. According to researchers, caffeine withdrawal and low blood pressure might have contributed to these fasting headaches. Number 3. Irritability. Some experience irritability when they practice intermittent fasting. This is mostly because when your blood sugar is low, it can cause you to feel irritated. Hypoglycemia or low blood sugar can happen during periods of calorie restriction or fasting. This can result in anxiety and irritability. A study conducted among women found that the participants were much more irritable during their fasting period than they were during their eating period. Strangely, they also felt a higher sense of pride, self-control, and achievement at the end of the fasting period than at the start of fasting. Number 4. Low energy and fatigue. According to studies, some people who practiced different methods of IF experienced fatigue and low energy levels. Low blood sugar due to intermittent fasting can make you feel weak and tired. Moreover, intermittent fasting can lead to sleep disturbances in some, which can then result in tiredness during the day. On a different note, some studies have revealed that IF can actually reduce fatigue, especially as your body gets accustomed to regular fasting periods. Number 5. Dehydration. During the first few days of fasting, large amounts of water and salt get excreted through urine. This process is called the natural diuresis of fasting. If you experience this and you don't replenish the fluids and electrolytes lost from natural diuresis, then you can get dehydrated. Also, people practicing IF may forget to drink or may not drink enough. This is usually the case when you're starting an intermittent fasting regimen. To keep yourself hydrated, set a reminder to drink water throughout the day and monitor your urine's color. Ideally, it should resemble a color of pale lemonade. Number 6. Bad breath. No one wants bad breath. This unpleasant side effect can occur in some during intermittent fasting. It's caused by a lack of salivary flow and the increase of acetone in the breath. Fasting causes the body to utilize fat for fuel. Acetone is a byproduct of fat metabolism, hence the increased amount in your blood and breath during fasting. Furthermore, dehydration can cause dry mouth, which then can lead to bad breath. So, are you now fired up to try intermittent fasting? Or did it send you running? Which effect caused you to make up your mind? Share your thoughts and answers below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. For more interesting facts on the human body, subscribe to the channel. Here are 2 more videos you should check out, both of them will definitely help you reach your goals.